cup of tea, and based on our analysis, what we have analyzed when we visit colleges or take a survey and all, most of the, I mean, whoever uh, don't enroll, right? So their main reason is maths and statistics. They'll just hear from someone that okay, this is tough. Maybe they discussed with the wrong person. That's all I can say. Maybe that person found it is difficult, and he is or she is spreading the same what do you call, whatever they thought, they're spreading the same thing to others, so that so other person, whoever listens, right, they'll also start thinking that okay, it is difficult, it is not my cup of tea. But let me tell you, it is very interesting. Here in the statistics, you don't have to sit and solve any problem. Of course, we will see a couple of uh, practical part, but statistics is all about, understanding the concept, coming up with some kind of a thought process, the theory that we are going to learn here, the concept we are going to learn here, that concept, that thought process we are going to implement in machine learning. We carry some ideas, we carry some knowledge from the statistics and implement in the machine learning. That is more or less what statistics. Mathematics is very simple here, right? If at all, if you have that kind of a fear in your mind, please take it out. Okay. So let's focus. Only thing is that you need to focus here. If you miss a couple of points here, you will not be able to understand you'll not be able to connect to the next session, right? Statistics in the hypothesis, basically, let's talk about hypothesis, right? I'm sure you would have used this word during a conversation, hypothetically speaking. This cannot happen, this will happen. When they say hypothetically speaking, means they have some past data, past history in their mind. Based on that, they will try to judge something. They will try to predict something. They will try to forecast something. Right? Whenever we see any person, right? Let's say I introduce one person, my friend. Okay. So you will see the person behavior, his talking style, his walking style, his dressing sense, his speaking, how he's speaking, what language he use, how polite he is, how loud is his voice is, or how slow is his voice is, his height, weight. So we kind of get some kind of a perception about that person, even though you don't interact with that person. Just by looking into his body language, his dressing sense, his walking style, things like that, you will kind of make up some kind of a impression. Hey, this person is very nice. This person is very polite. This person is very uh, uh, aggressive person, right? Even though he did not or she did not talk to you, but still you'll make out something out of that person. Because in the past, somewhere in our mind that we know, okay, this kind of a behavior uh, represents he is a good person, he is a bad person, or maybe he is very arrogant. You know, we all some or one or other time will do this judgment. So that is basically based on the past data. Some some situation we have seen, we have encountered that. According to that, we try to judge the current situation or a current person, new person. So, so here, so that is basically what whenever we use hypothetical, it is nothing but making a guess. Not wild guess, means not randomly, making a guess based on some assumptions, but will not have any scientific proof, right? As I said, I will introduce you a person, right? So you will judge he is arrogant. Do you have any proof? No. Some guesswork. So, but you will have some assumptions, reasonable assumptions, right? That is basically what uh, this hypothesis is. So there we have a null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis is basically, see, this person, as I said, you think that, okay, this person is arrogant. Okay. Later after talking to him, after spending a couple of days, working in the same company, you will spend a couple of days in the same company, you realize that he is a nice guy. But next time, if someone introduce similar type of person, a new person, still you see that, okay, this person looks like arrogant, because we have that perception in your mind. So it means that decision always leads to status quo, means your perception will not change. Current status assumptions doesn't change. That is null hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis is, it is opposite of null hypothesis. Decision leads to opposite of H naught means null hypothesis. HA means alternative hypothesis. Sometime you will see H1, H2, something like that, right? Null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, right? H naught, I believe H naught, H1, I guess. Yeah. So null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. There we have some tests we need to look into. What exactly hypothesis testing? Let's try to understand in simple words. Let's say whenever you visit any mobile store, right? So you ask that person, shopkeeper, hey, how is this mobile? And all, he will start explaining everything. Hey, this mobile does X thing, Y thing, Z thing, battery, this, that. He will always talk high about that product. Right? No one will give a disadvantage of any of the products. So even though it is iPhone, even though it is a top brand, which is very, what do you call, have a good name in the market for their battery life, or maybe app configuration or interfaces, this, that. We will ask that person and he'll say that, okay, this is very good, but we don't just trust and buy it. We want what? A sample piece just to check. Even though it is iPhone, you still ask for the sample piece just to navigate and see. See, here it is not like a trust issues or anything. Yes, of course, some items we have to do all these things, but still, even though we know the brand, even though we know that any XYZ product is good, but still we want to check that product. Why? Because it is indirectly you are testing that. Although you take that product to just check, but indirectly you are testing it. Hey, let me check whether how is the app. I mean, when it comes to app, when I say app, it is like the switching between one app to another app. So how fast the battery will drain, right? How is the interface? How fast it is? So you will try to do a lot of things in the mobile just to make sure that whatever he is claiming is right or wrong. Indirectly, you are testing it. So that is basically what in the statistics world we call it as a hypothesis testing, right? Whenever you want to buy a car, Honda brand, Audi brand, or XYZ brand is very popular, but still you will take a test drive, isn't it? Basically, you are testing it. So that is basically what hypothesis testing. Okay. So in that, yes, we have one tail test, we have two tail tests. Right. I will talk about this critical region later when the time comes. Let's quickly talk about one tail test. Right. So when I say one tail test means it can be left tail. Let's say this is right. So one tail test means either this can be also one tail and this is also one tail. So this is a left tail test. This is right tail test. Right. So let's see in which case, in which scenario we are going to conduct a left tail test. Very simple to understand car mileage test, right? Car mileage, null hypothesis. Null hypothesis is, see the car, the showroom guy, the salesperson, they always, let's say Honda car, okay? The salesperson in this Honda showroom always says that, okay, all our cars, all the Honda cars, means he's talking about a population. All the car means population. Mileage is greater than 25 kilometer per liter. Let's say this is all our cars are greater than 25 kilometer per liter. That is the average mileage of that. So now you want to test it. You have trust issues with that salesperson. You want to test. So what you are going to test? You want to test that, hey, I want to prove him wrong. I want to prove him wrong. So let me take a test. Let's see. So alternative hypothesis is what? Average mileage is less than 25 kilometers. Means this side. You are trying to check whether the mileage will give less than 25. If it gives more than 25 kilometers, yes, great. Whatever he said is correct. If it gives less than this side, left side, you wanted to test left side. So that is left test. If at all it gives a less than 25 kilometer per liter, means the data will fall this side, left side, right? So we are testing this side, that is left tail test. So the alternative hypothesis contains the less than sign, right? You are testing less for less than. Similarly, right tail test, right? A new method will reduce the delivery time. Let's say Amazon has come up with a very during testing time, during development time, they have come up with an idea. They say that, hey, we have come up with a new idea. With that idea, we can reduce the delivery time, overall delivery time. Let's say on an average delivery time nowadays, let's say it is 30 hours on an average, right? 30 hours. So we have come up with a new method XYZ, so that will reduce to, it will be less than 30 hours. Sorry, I will write it. Less than 30 hours, a new method. Less than 30 hours delivery time. So here you are testing to check that whether the delivery method, new delivery method will give, will have a less than 30 hours or greater than 30 hours, right? If it falls this side, it is a right side, right? That is greater than 30 hours. Alternative hypothesis will always contain greater than sign. Right? So depending upon the situation, type of test will be conducted. Right? So null hypothesis is our new home delivery method reduces delivery time. Alternative hypothesis is it will increase delivery time. Fine, that is one tail test. A two tail test. You are going to test this side as well as this side. These are basically what critical values. So critical together, left and right side together will have only 5%. Or 0.05 critical values. Fine. What kind of a situation where we conduct a two-tail test, right? Situation is difference in car mileage when drove by two different persons, right? Two or more than two, whatever it is. There are learners, there are experts, there are ladies, there are young people, there are old people. So everyone driving behavior is different. So what they are saying that null hypothesis is doesn't matter who drive our Honda cars, our mileage will not change. They say that our mileage will be always 25 kilometer per liter. That is null hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis says that no, learners will burn lot of oil, lot of fuel, lot of electricity maybe. Electricity means electric cars in terms of what? Experts, yes, they can take average to 30 kilometer per liter also because they know that how to shift the gear in which situation, which road. So they know that. And ladies, again, it depends. Young people, they always try to drive very fast. Younger generation. So it will go less than 25 kilometer per liter. Older people will drive little slow. They may drive only in second gear, third gear, maybe if it is a gear system, the car is having gear system. So it means that no, not equal. Alternative hypothesis is all whoever drives, everyone average. The driving depends upon the driving behavior and not all driving mileage will give 25 kilometer per liter. So it means it is not equal. Means either it can give less or it can give more. Experts, yes, they will definitely they will increase the mileage. Right. So this side can also fall, this side also it can fall. So this is a two-tail test. All right. So yes, the same car related example we will take in the next class, right? So we'll try to understand different tail tests and we'll conduct a test here. We'll see some action in the next class, right? It is very easy. All right, we'll see that in the next class. So thank you guys, and I will connect with you again tomorrow in the next class. Until then, take care and we all have a good night.